Hello everyone, Axel here. Today, as you've seen in the title, I'm going to go through my entire photocard collection with you, show you all of my 307 binders on my little A5 binder. I just have one for now. Before we start, since this is the first video I'm filming, since I know this video will probably be my first video of 2022 or one of the very first video of 2022. I wanted to wish everyone a happy new year. I truly hope that 2022 will be a great year for you, that you'll get everything that you wish for. I've seen a lot of other channels do in this video kind of talk about their goals and everything, but I don't really have a lot of collection goals right now. Well, there's one thing, but we'll talk about it later. Overall, 2021 was kind of a complicated year for me, so I really hope 2022 it goes by a lot smoother. I never know in what order to do these videos, like where to start, and today we're going to start with this binder, my little page binder. It's a binder where I put all the groups I don't collect and a bunch of things. It's kind of my dump binder. But the reason I'm starting with that one is because this is the last time you're going to see this binder as it is right now. I've decided to buy another A5 binder in which I will put some of the collections you will see here and a few other collections too. I'm not going to say a lot more about that A5 binder because it will be a while before it arrives to me and I'll do a setup video then when I have it. But yeah, let's go through what I have in here. So as I said, I mostly put in this binder the collection I don't like thoroughly collect. So for example, the first group we have is Shiny, and for Shiny I just kept the cards that I pulled in my albums. I will keep buying all the albums they release, and I kind of hope of I still kind of hope of finding older albums, but yeah, this is all I have for now. And no, I don't collect Onu. I just I just got a lot of his cards, and on this page I have Taemin's solo album cards and some non-album cards that I've kept. And yeah, my Bad Love album still isn't here, despite the fact that I pre-ordered it so long ago. But yeah, this collection will not stay here. I'm planning to move all these cards to my A5 binder. And I'll probably move these two since there's 4 and 4, you know, but all the bigger inclusions will stay in there. Then we move on to J-Friend, and honestly, I don't really know what I will do with J-Friend. Yuchu is about to release an album, a solo album, and 3 of the other girls have re-debuted under another group, so yeah, I'm not sure what I will do. For now, I'm going to leave those cards in here and I'll think about what I want to do later, whether I move them to my small binder or not. But yeah, anyway, the big inclusions will stay in here. Then we've got my Twice collection. I shouldn't say collection, it's just a few of the cards I've pulled when I bought a few of their albums. I've kept a few, but I sold a lot, and I will probably keep selling those cards whenever I get in the mood to. But yeah, I don't really collect Twice, and I don't really plan on keeping their cards, so they will stay in this binder. Yeah. Then we've got a few Oh My Girl cards. Same thing for Oh My Girl, I just kept what I got in my albums. I may go back and buy some of their older albums because there's a few I really loved and they recently did a reprint, so their albums are a lot easier to find. And then we've got a section that I did for soloists, which doesn't really make sense because I have other soloists somewhere else. This part of the collection, this page will move to the F5 binder, so my 2 Loona cards, my 3 Rosé cards, and the 2 cards I got from Sunmi's latest album. Rosé is really one of my favorite artists, but she doesn't really release a lot of things. Well, anything. This album came out in 2018, I think, and yeah, there hasn't been she released a few songs, but nothing physical, you know. And then we have a section for miscellaneous girl groups. So yeah, where sometimes when I really love an album, I will buy just that album and not like the other albums of that group. So this is where I put those cards. I have this one card from the IOI album that a friend gifted me, and I think most of these cards will move in my A5 binder too, because this isn't really going to move. I do really love Cherry Bullet, and I bought every one of their albums, but yeah, I kept the cards here because I had just those ones. Honestly, I may collect them in the future. And I'm pretty sure that when their next album comes out, hopefully soon, I will collect a member or at least a few cards. And yeah, so I have here at the top 2 Everglow cards that I got when I bought the album, and at the bottom the 2 Stacy cards. I bought their debut album, and I've kept the cards that I pulled. I haven't really bought their other albums, and I like the songs, but I don't know. I don't know. Then we are going to have a lot of big inclusions. Basically, yeah, you're going to see a lot of big inclusions that are from other groups. The reason I'm moving some collections, some photocards out of this binder is because I want to put more big inclusions here. There's a lot of groups where I buy their albums and collect the photocards but don't collect the big inclusions. So they end up taking a lot of space in my binder, and I decided to just throw everything in there. So first we've got Red Velvet, and yeah, then you have a lot of big inclusions on albums now. Then we've got Secret Number, and if they have a lot of pre-order benefits, so yeah, those big cards, I put them here. And the smaller cards from their latest album, with Yuna here at the back. And then we've got a little section where I put the cards I have up for trade or sell. Well, the cards I want to trade or sell, but I haven't made post because I'm too lazy right now. And then this binder is just like pages, you know. That's it for this binder. Not much to say, honestly. I don't think it's the most interesting thing, but yeah, I wanted to go through it quite quickly since it's going to change probably early this year. I think probably in February. Yeah, just to add that before we go through my binders, I feel like I should mention a few things. So I have 4 ultimate groups, and those are Loona, IZ*ONE, gwsn, and Card. So you're going to see quite a lot of those. And I have 2 ultimate biases, which are Yojin and eunbi. So that gives you an idea of what you're about to see. So yeah, in here you'll see most of the girl groups I collect. And we start with Red Velvet. I honestly, every time I reorganize the groups in here, I never remember why I put them in that order. So yeah, but Red Velvet is first. Yes, I haven't mentioned it yet, but through 2021 I decided to downsize on some collections, and I use the word downsize, but it's really not like how most people downsize, honestly. It's just that for some artists I've decided to like not go back and get their older cards because they're hard to find or what. And one big example is Solgi. I used to try to collect her pretty thoroughly, but her older cards and most of the older Red Velvet albums are out of print, so finding her cards was really not fun. The cards were really overpriced, and honestly I didn't make any progress at all, so I like decided to just give up and not go back and collect her cards. I'm still keeping the cards I have because I really love her cards, they're really cute. But yeah, I'm not going to go back and get them. I've also given up on Glitter Clear Solgi, even if they do a reprint of the Finally album. I already have multiple copies of it, so I'm not going to buy more to try to get it. So yeah, right now I'm just keeping like this. I will still try to get all her cards for the future releases, and for example, as you can see, I'm almost finished with her Queendom set. I just have this card missing and it's on the way to me through Nyokyo. And yeah, this random page with a few iron things on there. Then we move on to itzy. For itzy I collect Chaeryeong and Yeji. I started this year to collect Yeji and it's been really fun. So we've got first Chaeryeong's cards. So as you can see, we've got 3 of her IC cards, 3 solo wannabe cards, and her 3 solo Nachai cards. And I've done the same for Yeji. For Chaeryeong, I started by collecting Chaeryeong, so at first I collected her unit cards. I decided to not get Yeji's. I also bought this quite early on, so I know that now those go for very high. Since this feels a page and that it looks like JYP isn't doing more unit cards, I decided to just like keep those and not look for Yeji's. Like, it was a nice page, you know. Because itzy is my favorite itzy era, I decided to collect 2 OG5 sets. So we've got this first one and this first one, and this is why I only had 3 cards for the 2 first pages. So we're now on Guess Who era. As you can see, I've got Yeji's and Chaeryeong's cards in a pattern, kind of like the same concept together. In a set I bought on Mercari, there was this No Bad Day card. I really like it, so I've kept it like this in the middle. And then we've got this page for the more limited cards. So there are 2 pre-order cards, the cards that came with the limited photo book, and the store I bought the albums from sent me Sinara pre-order benefits. I think that's what they are. As you can see, I got Chaeryeong and Yeji, that's really okay. And I also got Yuna, and she's my number 3, I guess you could say. So I decided to keep the cards and do like this pattern. It fills nicely the page, so that's really nice. Now we move on to Crazy in Love. As you can see, it's still under construction. I'm still missing a lot of cards. I have a few on the way, but yeah, it's still needs a lot of work. Then we move on to Promised 9. I started collecting Promised 9 this year. I've made a lot of progress and I'm really happy about that. So on this first page we've got their first era, and then things that are more recent here. I don't collect all of Gyuri's cards because it happens really often that cards are like very similar. So yeah, I don't really enjoy collecting those. So I just got a few, the ones I like the most. And this is the page for their Talk and Talk cards. They have announced a comeback in January. It's actually pretty close, I'm really excited. And yeah, I'll collect our cards again, and also kilo cards, so yeah. Then I have one page of bigger inclusions. I don't collect those for promise, so I just kept what I got. Then, as you can see, we move on to Saturday. For Saturday, I collect Ochi 5, which sounds like a big thing, but they don't have that many cards, and honestly, collecting them was fairly easy. I was done really quickly. And they haven't done a comeback since. So yeah, they're not a very active group, sadly, because I really love their songs and I really love the girls. So yeah, I hope with 2022 they come back very soon. But as you can see, I've got their Beyond cards, then dip, then only you. And since there was 10 cards per album, I had one extra card. I decided to put them here with only you, and that's the big card that comes with only you. Then for secret number, as you can see, I used to collect Denise. She left the group, so sadly I won't collect her anymore, I guess. But I've always kept the other cards that I pulled, and I also bought this Genie card because I really liked it. So for now I kept the cards I pulled, and I will very probably buy a few more. I'm thinking either getting Jenny's 3 other cards, or maybe Zoo's set, because I really like her. So yeah, I'm not sure yet what I want to do, but I still want to collect them, and I love secret number a lot. I'm not giving up on them or anything. Then we've got this great little collage for weekly. I was inspired one day, I had an extra album, so I did that. But yeah, not every group has one. For weekly, I collect a lot. I collect 3 members, as you can see, so Jiyoon, Soon, and Jihan. This is all the cards for their first album. It's kind of wild that it fits on one page, because then they've been doing a lot more cards ever since. So yeah, those are their cards for their second album. And the last set of their second album, the 2 group cards that I got. I don't remember, I think this was monsta. I joined a group order and I got most of the cards through that group order, so yeah. I will put theirs here, and the 4 other girls card here. I really like this set, so I decided to keep all the cards. Then we move on to the after school era. It's really one of the highlights of 2021 is was seeing how well after school did. It really blew up, and I'm so glad. I've been studying weekly since their debut. Right when Taggy Me came out, they instantly got me. So yeah, seeing them being so successful feels really nice. I know the song was really popular with really young people, like kids. So we've got first 3 of the sets for this album, and the last set here. I'm going to push right here and on the other page the sets for their latest album, Play Holiday. But I don't have most of the cards here. I joined a group order and practically all the cards are missing are in that group order. The group order manager is taking some time, but since my collection will be practically finished once it arrives, I don't mind. So for now, this is what I have. And I also in the beginning used to collect Jiyoon's pops. If you've seen a weekly template, you know that it's really hardcore right now. I think I saw a certain template and counted really quick, but for their latest era, they had 30 pops. 30, not 13. So yeah, I can't do it anymore. I will probably try to get 3 Jiyoons to fill this page, and I'll try to get a few of soooons too to fill this page too, but yeah, I'm not I'm not collecting everything. And then we've got a few pages of bigger inclusions. And then last but not least for this binder, we have Yukika. I've mentioned before that I have a few soloists that are in other binders, and she's one of them. I collect all of her photocards, and I kind of wanted to collect the inclusions for her first album, but since it's out of print, everything is very expensive for that album, so yeah, I'm not going to do that. But as you can see, for Time About, I have all her cards, her 3 Mexstar cards, and the little film strips. It's not Mexstar, it's my music taste. And I also kept the postcards here on the back. So yeah, those are the postcards that came with Time About and the last Time About postcard, and I got 3 of postcards from Soul Lady and the little, I think they call it a book cover, this big card thingy. Yeah. Let's move on to my boy groups binder. So in this binder I have the 3 boy groups that I collect. It's honestly getting really thick, so I need to find a solution for that binder, but I think that first I will take out a lot of the big inclusions that are in there and put them in the first binder you saw, so that should like fix the situation. I collect 3 groups, 3 boy groups, so Monsta X, as you can see, wayv and BTS. Let's start with Monsta X. They're the one out of the 3, they're the one I collect the most things for. So as you can see, I collect Juhan and Shownu's cards, and I started from Follow Era. I've explained it before, but Follow Era is the era where I started to stand, and also I didn't want to go back too much because cards would be harder to collect. So yeah, I've decided to start from here. So as you can see, I've completed Follow. Then we've got Fantasia X, and I've kept this Changim card. He's my third base, so if I pull his card, I tend to keep it. Then for Wonho, I collect his cards too. I try to get like 9 of his cards to fill a page. Honestly, for his first 2 eras, it's getting really hard, so I've got a few cards for Love Synonym Part 1 on the way. But for Part 2, I'm having a lot of trouble finding cards, or if I find them, they're really expensive, so I don't know. I don't think I will try to find those anymore. But for Shownu and Juhan, we have, as you can see, Fatal Love. This is my favorite Monsta X era, by the way, and yeah, I really don't have a lot of his Part 2 cards, so I think I'm going to give up and just keep those cards. Then we've got Gambler. I pulled 2 of these Youngwon cards, so I decided to keep one of them. And yeah, I'm complete with those 2, and this is Shownu last comeback before he enlisted, so yeah, I won't have a set up like this for a while. Then we've got Warner's Blue Letter card. I actually have quite a few on the way right now, so yeah, for this album I will complete a page, but yeah. And then we've got No Limit, so Monsta X is the most recent Korean comeback. I kept once again the Shangkyun that I pulled, but I will have to move him. So for this comeback I'm just collecting Juhan. I have most of his cards on the way, so I got his 4 like album cards in his. I'm getting also his jewel card, and I got the 3 other unique cards he got with his members, so that will fill the page, and I just have to find a new place for Chungkyun. This is the page I've set up with one who's pubs, so those are the K-Town for you pubs. I don't remember where those are from, and those are K-Town for you again, I think. Yeah. So it will be nice to find one to fill that spot. I really love unit cards, so when I started collecting monsta X, I kind of went crazy when Feral and bought a bunch of their older unit cards, but honestly they're so funny, like I really love that one or that one, so yeah. Same with those, and I really like those cards, so yeah, I had to get them. I will try to find like those two cards to fill those spots and one card to fill that spot. And for their more recent eras, when they've done unit cards, I've tried to get 9 page get a page full of cards. As you can see, I've done it for Fantasia and No Limit and Gambler, sorry. I don't know yet if I will do it for No Limit. I'm kind of like I can't buy things anymore, so I'm slowing down a lot, but I will probably like try to get the other cards in the future. Then we have a bunch of like more random, less organized pages. We've got this page of Fatal Love inclusions. This is Young Ones K-Town for You, pre-order benefit, I think, that I got with my album. The album came with those big cards, so I've put those here, and I've got some lenticulars, and I don't know how well you can see, but this is Sooooo, this is Juhan, and Juhan again. And basically, what would happen is when I would buy Juhan's card on Mercari Japan, when I found the lowest price possible, often they came with his lenticular. So yeah, I got 3 of them, so I tried to do something with them. Then this page is for their non-Korean releases, so here we've got cards from their English albums and cards from their Japanese album. I don't collect the Japanese albums, but I bought a Juhan set on Mercari Japan that came with those 3 cards, so I decided to keep them. And yeah, I was lucky enough to pull Sooooo in All About Love, and in The Dreaming I pulled Juhan, so that's pretty neat. And then those are just a bunch of cards that I got in their older albums and kept. So yeah, I'm not collecting the sets or anything, but I really wanted to keep the cards. Those are Wono's fan kit with first generation. So yeah, I bought this, and the cards are really cute. And this is a page for a bunch of random merch that I got. So those are from their Coma and Siesta photo book, and those are from the monsta X University. Honestly, I bought those 2 cards because because Sooooo was leaving for the military, so I was like really sad about that. He is my bias, like yeah. He's really my bias, like my favorite. I love Juhan a lot. I'm going to be really sad when he goes to the military too, but we've got a lot of time before that. Then those are the stickers that came with Shine Forever. I've put them here. And then we've got a lot of big inclusions, so yeah, those will probably move somewhere else because they take a lot of space. I don't know why monsta X has so many big things. You can see that I don't really know what to do with them. And yeah, now we move on to wayv. I've mentioned downsizing before. This year I had decided at some point. In wayv my bias is Kun, so at first I was just collecting his cards. And at some point this year I decided to collect 10 and Yang cards, but honestly it's a bit too much for me, so I'm downsizing. And like for Solgay, by that I mean I'm not going back and getting their older cards, and not getting all of their cards in the future because they can release a lot of cards. I'm still keeping everything that I had bought. I'm not selling anything. As you can see, I've got 1 of 10 empathic card. I really like how this looks. And yeah, I get the setup like this. I was planning on getting all those cards, but since I decided to stop collecting Ten and Yang Yang, I just kept it like this. And yeah, they're part 1 cards and 2022. They're NCT 2020 part 2 cards. At least I have a full page of these. And yeah, that's a Super 1 card. I bought 1 Super 1 card and I decided to put it here to fill the page. And then those are kickback. As you can see, I have 2 of 10's cards and I have 2 Yang Yang cards that I bought that are on the way. I bought them before I decided to stop collecting him. So yeah, I'll add them to this page. And then I did this, I don't remember why. And then I have a page for a few of his non-album cards. And this is the set that came with the photo books they did with their pets. I really needed that. So yeah. And then we've got a few of their bigger inclusions. Okay, I'm sorry, I hadn't realized that it was getting so dark outside. I hope the lighting is a bit better now. But yeah, there are big inclusions. There's a lot too. I got his previous season's greetings set, so that's a lot again. I will probably move all that. And then the last group, another one where I've downsized is BTS. There were a few H7 sets that I was trying to get, and also I was planning on collecting all of J-Hope's cards, but honestly, BTS cards are super overpriced. It's honestly crazy to see the price these cards go for when you know that they sell millions of albums. Like, it makes no sense. They're by far the easiest cards to have because I'm pretty sure that right now, most of the world, you go to a CD store, you can get BTS album. So yeah, it's crazy to see the price these cards go for, and honestly, it's really like it has discouraged me a lot. So I really love the cards I have, so I'm keeping them, and I may collect his cards in the future, but I'm not going to go back and try to get his holder cards. And yeah, this is the card I pulled, and I bought this card and I also put this in my album. So I got this J-Hope set then later, and I think I will try to get his other butcher cards. We'll see. Then we've got a bunch of bigger inclusions once again. And yeah, those cards are from the 2021 Fiesta Advent Calendar thing. Yeah, I bought that really on an impulse. I don't know if I should have, but yeah, I still have everything. I think maybe I will sell it at some point, but yeah, I need to find someone interested in buying everything. And yeah, that's it for my boy group binder. Let's move on now to my alt binder. So, as you can see in this binder, I have gwsn, but that's not all there is in here. I've mentioned before that eunbi is one of my whole biases. I put her card in my A5 binder, but the big inclusions, I keep her big inclusions in this binder, so those are like the Daikon postcards that came with the last Daikon book. As one did. For now, that's all that there is here for eunbi, but I need to do like a presentation page to really like mark that's her part. Then we've got gwsn. gwsn are a big part of my collection. I collect a full group for them, and I try to collect everything. At first I only collected album cards, but recently I've been going back and collecting their merch cards and everything. So as you can see, I've set up their older merch cards at the beginning. We've got the sleeve cards here, and those two are the Pascal's cards, and this is the artist book card. It's the ones that I have a lot of Pascal's cards on the way. So for album cards I'm going to go pretty quickly because this hasn't changed a lot since my last video. It's still, you know, the full album set. So their first album, second album, this sooooo card is signed. I have no way of being sure if it's authentic, but well. And the second album. Third album, The Park in the Night Part 3. Then we have Bazooka. I joined a group order of someone that was doing sooooo cards for this era. Basically she wasn't active, so yeah. I like the fact that this still looks like the other eras. I really like, I don't know how well it works on camera, but IRL the cards look like really nice too, so yeah. It feels better to have her with the other girls. This is a fan sign they did for the kids. As you can see, I have 4 cards right now. Mia's cards will be impossible to find. She's by far the most expensive member for gwsn, but yeah. I'll try to look, and now we're on their most recent era, so the other side of the moon. I have both sets complete. And for fansign, they gave a full set of those cards signed. So yeah, those are all authentic signed cards. gwsn used to have a lot of inclusions on their albums, so yeah, I have everything here. If you have any question on what is what, you can leave a timestamp in the comments and I'll answer you. So, another of my old groups I've mentioned is cards, so I collect OT4 for them. They're not active right now because JSF is in the military, but yeah. This is what I have for them. This is their first album, Hola Hola, and I have all the cards here. For their 2 other albums, You and Me and Ride on the Wind, the cards are really hard to find, honestly. I haven't made any progress in a really long time. So I decided to put them all here and kind of give up, honestly, trying to find them, and yeah. But then for Red Moon, I have all the cards, and I also have all the cards for wayv Worlds, their last comeback before JSF enlistment. And as you can see, I have 2 sets of the pre-order benefits they did. Those are sub K-shop. Those I don't remember where they're from, sorry. They often had random big inclusions, and I have all of them for those, so yeah, OT4 for these, OT4 for those big moon cards. For those tickets I have the 4 of them, with one on the back here. This came with Ride on the Wind and the gunshot cards. Bookmarks, sorry, and the big postcards. So yeah, another collection, I don't think it has moved at all in 2021, so yeah. Not the most interesting one, you know, but yeah. Let's keep going. Since we've seen a bit of eunbi here, we will go through my IZ*ONE binder. So, as I've mentioned, IZ*ONE was one of my old groups. I'm planning on keeping up with the girls as they redebut. I've mentioned that eunbi is my ultimate bias, so I collected her cards, and I also collected Jaeyeon and Hitomi's cards. I've collected 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I've kept in this binder all of eunbi's album cards with the rest, but I've moved a few things that were like non-album to her A5 binder. First we've got of course colories. I collected all their unit cards. I've kept this Nako card to fill nicely the page. As you can see, I've put all the cards where they were two together. Yena is releasing her solo debut soon too. I'm really excited to see what it will be like. Then we've got for colories the Kino cards, and then Heart Hills and the Kinos. This hasn't moved a lot either. Those sets have been completed for a while. I did change the setup for Bloomies a bit, just to, you know, spice things up. So yeah, I'm trying a setup like this. I've never done this before, so I don't know how much I will like it in the future. But yeah, for now, I think for Bloomies it looks really nice since they have so many cards and the big cards in the AR, you know. So yeah, I did one spread for each version and the outfits match up, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, back to a normal style for Oneirik Diary. So yeah, once again, this hasn't changed a lot. My Oneirik cards. My phone is kind of doing whatever it wants right now. And then I have a lot of cards that are from various sets, and we have kept OT12. So those were the pre-order cards for Oneirik. I think it was K-Town for You that gave those. That was quite some time ago now, sadly. A page where I've kept random merge cards, those 2 trading cards I got for Itomi and those Daikon cards. Since I have all 3 of the girls, I've decided to keep them here. Those are the Secret Diary cards, so yeah, I've got everything, so all the cards, the IDs, the second set of selfies, and those are the little Polaroid cards. Then those are the Kino cards for their Eyes on Me concert. I bought the Kino, so I got those cards. And those are the one for the Oneirik theater concert. These cards are the surprise photo book cards, and it's like it's one of the last sets they did at the OT12. So yeah, I decided to get all the cards. Those are really, really pretty. I don't know how well you can see it, but they're a bit like holographic, so yeah. I got all 12 of them, and then I have a few trading cards for Cheyenne and Itomi that I've kept here. And then we've got all the bigger inclusions. I didn't buy Eyes on Kinos, so I bought later on their big Kino cards. This is one of eunbi's Japanese cards things that came with a set that I bought, and I kept it here. The bigger Bloomies inclusions, I just kept what I got. Same with these. I really like those film cards, so yeah, I decided to get my biases, and since those were for pocket items, I got also Eugene's to fill the page. They really add a lot of inclusions too when you see all that. And yeah, for on a reader, they're those weird cards, like they're not all the same size and everything. It's so weird. Those are postcards that came with their concert Kino once again. And then we've got those thing, I don't know how you're supposed to call it, but it's the thing where you put a string through it to like decorate your room. Those came with Oneirik Theater. And both their Kinos came with a set of Polaroid that were the same size, so I put them together. and the concerts are years apart, so it's nice to like see the changes. And yeah, that's it for my Eyes One binder. Yeah, it's so thick, and if it wasn't that big, I would put the new releases of the girls in here, but I can't really, like, it's really at the maximum possible, so yeah, I have to find a solution for, like, for example, I mentioned Yena's solo, but also Yuri's solo album, and Yeon's solo album that is on the way to me right now too. That was a really great Christmas album, so yeah, I need to find out where to put all those cards. Now that we've gone through this Eyes One binder, let's go through my A5 binder. So, as you can see, I got one of those B&D binders that everyone is getting. The other A5 binder I've mentioned is different, so yeah, I'll show you that when it arrives. So, I've mentioned eunbi is my ultimate bias. My goal is to go back and collect our non-album cards because I didn't do that back then, including our like Eyes One things, but honestly there's so much, and since she has been a solo artist, she has been releasing so many cards, and there's so many cards with everything. Like, her album came out a while ago now, like a few months ago, and they did a Polaroid event, I think, with like a set of 15 cards that you can get by buying the album. It's crazy. I can't keep up, and I don't really want to because like I feel forced to do that, and it's not really fun. But yeah, what I get I will put in here. So on the first page I have her. I have this page because I want to do like a little divider, so this will be her Eyes One era thing, but I haven't done it yet. So yeah, this is her daikon cards, so you've seen the postcards that came with those photo cards, and then we've got a bunch of different cards, so that's the first with one kit, if I remember correctly, the Secret Time photo card, and that's from Eyes on Me in Seoul, the DVD, I think. This is really random, but this is a bunch of AR cards. You may have seen that I didn't collect those for Oniric Diary because I didn't like them that much, and I pulled I pulled 2 eunbis and 1 itzy, so I've been keeping those cards and not really knowing where to put them, so I decided to put them here. Yeah, really random, as I said. Then we have a page of a few of our trading cards, more of our trading cards. This is actually a 4-card set. I have the last one I'm missing on the way, and yeah, I have this one twice, but when the other arrives I will replace it. More trading cards. Those are some pre-order benefits for different things on Eric Theater and Wonder Story. This is our cassette card and the sticker that comes with it, and some more trading cards. There's really a lot of trading cards. Trading cards they did for Wonder Story, and again and again. Another divider that I still haven't done yet. And now we move on to a solo stuff. First, we've got the pre-order cards for our first solo album. You may have recognized here, it's one of the cards. Basically, you got a set of 5 cards with each album. I put one on the front since you know there's 4 slots for cards. And this is our Shibuya pop, and I'm planning on putting here like some pops that I get in the future. This is our first Make Star card, and I have the 3 other on the way, so I will put them all together like this. And then we've got our album cards, and as you can see I only have 2 out of 20, so yeah, there's still a lot of work. I'm not getting all of her cards because, as I've said, they've been releasing a lot. Also, 20 cards when you get 1 card per album is excessive, to say the least. The cards go for quite a high price, and honestly, a lot of them like are very similar, so I don't feel the need to collect them, you know. In the end, I do what I want, and I think I do like 2 pages, maybe 3, and that's it. Yeah, at the back I have my Sanrio Amiibo cards. I didn't really know where to put them, so they're here. And then we've got a few of the big inclusions that came with our album. So yeah, that's it for my eunbi binder. There's a lot to add in, and it's really messy right now, so yeah. We'll see how I do in the future, but I really wanted to collect her thoroughly, but I can't. If you want to collect thoroughly eunbi, you have to just collect her. You can't collect anything else because there's so many things being released, and as you have seen by now, I collect a lot of groups, so I can't collect everything for everyone. I have to make choices. Honestly, I've been filming things all day, so I'm feeling like very sore, and also my mouth feels weird from all the talking, so yeah. So we have 2 binders left, and those 2 binders are, I'd say, the biggest part of my collection. It's my Loona collection. As you can see, Yojin has her own section. She's my ultimate best with eunbi, and I've also been collecting her for a long time, so I have a lot of things. My collection is pretty thorough, so yeah, I try to get most of her things, basically everything that isn't like extremely rare I try to get, so I'm not getting her like broadcast cards or winners cards, but everything else I try to get my hands on. I started collecting in 2019, and I started with her, so there's a lot of older Loona things that I have that are, I think, a bit hard to find now, but that weren't that hard at the time. I'm not going to detail everything because there's a lot. We start with our solo album cards, and then the cards for their first 3 eras, so plus, multiply, and Ash. As you can see, I've got a MMT card and one of the limited, but I don't really want to use our limited cards for all these older eras. I have her set for Midnight Complete, and I collected a full page of pops. I think that's all the pops they released for that era. It's really nice that it fits perfectly a full page. Then we've got End era. For End, I'm not finished because I'm missing the Virgin card, the infamous Virgin card, but yeah, I have pretty much everything else, including all of her pre-order or fansign cards. This page is for their Japanese release Hula Hoop. I have both of her cards, and I have on the way the Mexstar card that was released for their fansign. That will go right here, and since I pulled Shoeri and I sold, and I didn't want to just put them on a page all by themselves, I like put them on this page with Yojin. Then we move on to their merch cards for the Orbit kits, the season's greetings, the summer packages, everything where you get all 12 cards when you get the full set of cards when you buy them. I keep her cards with the other girls' cards, so you will see them later. This is a little more like harder to get stuff or rarer stuff, so things that are on their own generally. We start with the Meet and Up. And this is the Ash set. The 2 Loona Studio Polaroid, that was their first concert, I think. Yeah, Line It Up Polaroid. Those are the Loona Island pop-up store cards that you got if you spent 35 euros or more, whatever, but yeah, the special cards. And those are light stick cards. Those are light stick cards, and that's Orbit 2.0 card. I didn't buy the Orbit 2.0, so yeah, I only have her card. And a bunch of more recent merch. Her other light stick card, and then all this is from their concert Loona on wayv, and another light stick card. And I thought it looked nice in the middle, so I kept it with her cards. And yeah, then now we are going to see a bunch of big big inclusions that they've released through the years. If you've got any questions, leave me timestamp and I'll tell you what it is, but we are going to go quickly through this. I try to keep things together like by theme, like it's all like, these are all postcards they did for the light stick, so that's why I put them together. And yeah, I have a lot of rarer things for our collection that are on the way. Not really rarer, but big inclusion for our collection that are on the way. So I'm actually pretty close to finished, which is a very nice feeling. Then we move on to the bigger section, the full group section. One goal of mine was to collect assholes cards, but honestly I kind of gave up on that. Collecting older cards is really hard these days, like the price are just going up, you know, so I'm satisfied with what I have, with how this page looks. So for now I'm just keeping those. And I've kept all the cards I got in the solo albums. I've bought a few, but yeah, it's mostly cards I've kept. Those two cards I pulled in my albums, and this card I saw for sale for a good price, so I grabbed it. Yeah, these two are limited, so I guess now they're probably like selling for a lot. And this card is actually the very first photo card I've ever pulled, which I found really funny. This is kind of a messy page because once again I tend to keep my pulls, even for like older eras. So yeah, this is all the things that I've kept. And for the more recent comebacks, since I had to join a bunch of group orders for Yojin's fine sign cards, for example, I had a lot of cards coming in, and for midnight I decided to collect 2 cards per girl. So as you can see here, we have the first 3 again, and then Odd Eyes, no, and then why Used by Young on here. So 2 cards for everyone. And for their most recent Korean comeback, and I collected also cards, MVPs, and I've kept 1 card per girl to get another set. At first I kind of wanted to do 2 cards per girl again, but that was too much, so yeah. And then we've got all their inclusions that have been in their recent albums, including the things, I don't know why I put them in here, but yeah. And that's it. And finally my last binder. My phone is running out of battery, so I'm going to try to film this real quick. Also, I'm really sorry because the lighting has been really getting worse and worse, but it looks like it's the evening right now, but I swear it's the middle of the day, so yeah, it's really stormy outside. My last album is for Loona non-album inclusions, so I've mentioned I buy all their big merch things, and so I have a lot of stuff in here. First I put all their I'm going to go quickly through this because honestly there's not much to say. I have first the big A4 posters they've done for Orbit 3.0, and then those were for their first season greetings. The second season's greetings. I don't know, I really like those, that's why I put them on the front. And then we've got cards. So those are their summer package cards. This is the cards they did for their concert Midnight Festival. A bunch of Hassel cards that I've kept while she was in her hiatus because I really missed her, and you will see a few of her inclusions that I bought at that time too. This VV set was selling for very cheap, so I bought it. Those are the Orbit 3.0 cards. And the postcards that came with the first summer package. Postcards that came with the first anniversary merch. Those are replicas of broadcast cards. I really like those, so yeah. I got a set of replicas, and as I mentioned, bigger inclusions, and the Orbit 3.0 big postcard things. And yeah, some other big Hassel inclusions. And the season's greetings cards, there's a lot, so yeah, I'm just going to flip through this quickly. That's all their first season's greetings. They are very generous with the cards in the season's greetings. You get 5 per girl. And the ones for their second season's greetings. The tickets that came with their Loona on Wave Midnight Festival merch set, the Polaroids they released for Loona Island, and another set of replicas for an event they did. Basically, these cards are unique, so yeah, those are a replica from those really cute cards. And at the back, I have basically pictures from a true fan site. I bought one of their season greetings quite a long time ago. It was for 2020. So that's it for for my photocard collection. As you can see, I've got a lot. There's a few like new girl groups that I want to collect, and I don't have any cards or anything yet, so I didn't talk about them yet, but you will hear about them very soon. Thank you a lot for watching this probably very long video, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye!